Well, as I'm just kind of wrapping up my morning, I just got a really great, I guess, testimonial type text from someone that I was working with last year who he's gone on to just achieve some really great things, reuniting with his wife. Their relationship, he says, has never been better. I hope that's how she feels too, but she's definitely happier. Here's the thing that it reminded me. It reminded me that every day, if we just practice the one thing, I think that's where I started with him. I started with him because he was so sure he was right in his opinion. I don't think he would. I don't think he would be troubled that I shared that because he's had such an epiphany and has such like this whole rebirth of his relationship. But back to the one thing, we just started with that. I was just like, what is one thing that you can do? He said, well, she moved out. How can I do that? I don't know. You ask yourself, what is the one thing that I can do today that will improve my relationship? Or with whoever. It could be with your son, with your daughter. It could be with a coworker. It could be, I mean, the one thing is just a universal kind of, it's like an antibiotic almost, like the general kind, right? You go to the doctor, you have something, they just give you a prescription for the general thing. That's kind of what the one thing is. It works for every relationship. If you're having struggles with your boss, if you're having struggles with your partner, business partner, if you're having struggles at home, for him it was, we were working on, excuse me, reviving his relationship that was pretty close to the end. She had moved out, and I just said, just focus on the one thing. He said, well, she's not here. So, well, you can just say, okay, she's not here. There's nothing I can do. Or you can say, what do I really want from this relationship? Like, why am I paying you to coach me? You're paying me to coach you to help you restore the love and the harmony inside a relationship that you don't want to go away. You want your kids and your wife all to live together under one roof. So he pondered on it for a little bit. One thing I will tell you, if you're ever in a coaching situation, just remind yourself that even though you're going to hear stuff that it's not easy to hear sometimes. Or you think, well, that's just too simple. It couldn't be that simple. But when you reject the coaching, all you do is delay the wisdom from getting into your life and delay the practice that's going to get you the results. So he resisted for a little bit, and it was a good week, right? His personality it's got to be his idea. And I mean, he has a really thriving business, and he's very good at business. He's very good at making decisions. And a lot of you are probably really good in your career. You're really good in business. But when it comes to the home front, you come home and you don't want it to have to be so much work. Well, if you do a little bit every day, it doesn't feel like work. It just is creation. So that gets back to the one thing. So he applied the one thing. He finally applied the one thing. It was pretty amazing. And in that one thing, he started to do it. He sent me this testimony. He said, I never really wanted to do that one thing every day. But I realize now I just do it every day. I do it every day, and I do it in every area of my life. I just naturally do that. And it's just a shift. It's just a relationship or a thinking shift that caused his relationship to improve over time, because it's the consistent things that we do that bring us our results. It doesn't really matter what it is. Like, consistently how you handle money is how much wealth you accumulate. Consistently how you treat your spouse, how authentic you show up in a relationship is how authentic that relationship how easy of a fit it is over time. It's consistency. How nice you speak to your spouse or how nice you speak to your children, how much respect you give on a daily basis is what you eventually get back. Someone has to lead. And so lead with one thing. That's just the message for today. I don't want to belabor it. Think about it. What can I do? What can I do? What's the one thing I can do that will transfer a feeling of love to this person? What's the one thing? Focus on the one thing. The one thing is one of the easiest ways to turn any relationship around. But you can't just do one thing. You have to do it every single day. What's the one thing I can do today for my fitness? I need to go take a walk. What's the one thing I can do so my kids feel like we're a family? Well, let's all sit down and eat dinner together, and I'm going to prepare the meal tonight, right? What's the one thing? Just do the one thing. And a lot of that consistency over time starts to snowball in your favor. And you end up having the life and the love that you've truly always wanted to have.